James Helder for IFL TV in association with Mac the Knife Global. With me, I've got none other than Hall of Famer and former world champion and manager, Cyclone Promotions' very own Mr. Barry McGUIGAN. How are you, Barry?
I'm great, James. Can I pull slightly away? Because you know
on.
the old saying, you look better in the dark. Well, I look better further away.
Let me just show you this. That looks really all right. What do you reckon? You happy with that?
Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy.
Like
Don't get any closer.
That's what I like to do. I can only work with what I can work with, Barry, you know what I mean?
Yes, as the bishop said to the hooker.
There we
Carry
go.
on.
There we go. Let's talk a little bit about your man, Carl Frampton. He's back in Vegas for the hotly anticipated rematch so soon after the first one as well, which is great for the fans. Great to get it sorted out. Talk to me, Barry.
Well, this is a mega fight. And this is what kids dream of, getting to the Strip in Vegas and headlining a fabulous show, a Showtime event, and Sky in the UK. One organisation that I failed to mention, which I will try to rectify. No, it's massive, and I'll tell you what, that bill, Frampton against Santa Cruz, Dijon Zlatakanen.
That's how I would have pronounced it.
Against Mikey Garcia and Lee Selby against Barbosa. Is it what's the name? Barros.
Do excuse me.
I think it's going to be an incredible. And then watching Benavides on the undercard and watching Josh Taylor's progress as well. I mean, that's a stellar card, isn't it? Come on.
Let's talk about Carl Frampton a little bit. He seems to take everything in his stride. He seems so cool. Is this a lot to do with the sort of mental work you've done with him in his journey thus far? The fact that he can handle these situations with such sort of coolness?
Yeah, I think ultimately, James, you have to have it naturally. If you're not a naturally calm, cool and composed individual, you'll never be. So you can only train to a certain extent. But he is a very composed kid. He's very clever, he's smart, he picks things up quickly. You only have to say things once or twice and he's got it. But more importantly, and that all means nothing if you can't fight. He can really fight, and I've been telling you guys for years that he can fight, and some people, I'm not so sure, and after the Robbie Turley people said, McGuigan's got it wrong, but I'm telling you, this kid can really fight. You need a good opponent to be in some superb fights, and without Leo Santa Cruz, he wouldn't have picked up those awards. He wouldn't have picked up Boxing News Fighter of the Year. He wouldn't have picked up ESPN Fighter of the Year. He wouldn't have picked up Ring Magazine, and the Holy Grail is tomorrow, the Boxing Writers of America Fighter of the Year. And I hope he does do that, because I want to say to the BBC, shame on you. Shame on you for not shortlisting him and making him one of and we knew he was never going to win the BBC Sports Personality there. We always knew that Murray was a shoo-in. But to be nominated would have been fantastic, and they ignored him. And
was that a kick in the teeth for him not to be nominated?
It was extremely hurtful. I spoke to Barbara, I think it's Barbara Stanley, who's the head of the BBC, and I said, no, don't let that happen, please. And this was sort of 4 months or 4 weeks before it was announced, and still they didn't pick him. And I'm very disappointed by that. But listen, Barbara Slater, it was Slater, not Barbara Stanley. She's the arty girl in Dublin. It's Barbara Slater, is right. Thank you for that,
Do
Gareth.
apologise to Barbara Stanley, by the way.
Barbara Stanley, I'm sorry. Barbara Slater, I don't apologise to you because you got it wrong.
There you go.
So it's been great, and he's a naturally calm guy. All the pressure of this fight, each fight has become more important. We had the Quigg fight. We had that was a lot of nastiness in the Quigg fight, a lot of bitterness between us, not just with Joe Gallagher, but with Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn. Because we'd left them and we told them, throwing a handful of coins to us is just not enough. You can that's not going to work. And this kid is a superstar, and they told us to piss off, and we said fine, we will piss off, we'll go and do our own thing. So we went and done our own thing, and that's all in the past. But when it went to that fight, they were involved with Quigg, and they were absolutely convinced that he would win, and we told them that he wouldn't win. And so it was lovely to be right on that occasion, but there was animosity and there was pressure, and Frampton held it so well. Will you bleep out that swear, by the way, because I don't normally swear, certainly not on camera. it was a pressure fight, but he was cool as cucumber. He just knew he was going to beat him. He knew he was going to beat Santa Cruz. And people say, no, he hasn't got a chance. I said, no, he'll beat him. And he did. And he beat him in an incredible fight. And, you know, he wouldn't have won all those awards without Leo Santa Cruz. So we're grateful to Santa Cruz. You need that opponent that can pull that out of you. And I'm telling you right now, this will be arguably the fight of the year again in January. And we're only in January. It's going to be a carbon copy of the first one. All sorts of talk about him using different tactics in boxing. BS. The first bell's going to go and he's going to run him straight at Frampton. He's going to walk straight into him. He's going to throw punches non-stop. He's going to target the body and he's going to set a pace that he thinks Carl won't be able to cope with. But he's wrong again, because Frampton can cope with pace and he picks out individual punches. He punches harder, and we really hope and pray that Santa Cruz will be overly aggressive, because he will walk into a hailstorm. And if Frampton hits him in the chin, he will knock him out. I guarantee it. And even if he doesn't, he'll box the head off him. And he's going to win this fight again. He's going to win it more convincingly, but I believe it's going to be a great fight.
With Frampton having more time to let his body move naturally into the weight, to be more settled at the weight, do you think that will show the difference with his power, with his counter-punching?
James, you're right. He was struggling. People seem to forget that for the last 2 years of his amateur career, he was a featherweight. He was a fully blown featherweight. And we boiled him down to 122 pounds. Now, for a little guy, people don't know how tough that is. But he was a monster at 122, but he quickly outgrew it. And so the last year and a half was a real struggle for him to make the weight when he was in his last reign as champion. He got knocked down in Texas. He underestimated Alejandro Gonzalez, but he was also weak from dropping down to the weight. He's a different man now. He's training once a day for the last week, not twice a day like he had to do to make super bantamweight, and he's a monster. He's strong as a horse, and well, just wait and see. Watch to see what he's like tomorrow, or not tomorrow night, the night after. So, Saturday is going to be another blockbuster, and those fights that are on the undercard are incredible, and it's going to be a great night all round, and so do not miss it. It's going to be sensational.
Quite finally, Lee Selby on the bill as well as Carl Frampton. Is this an old school way of selling that fight? Back to the way fights used to be sold, by getting two fighters on the same card and letting the natural of nature take its course, so to speak.
You tease it, you give it to the audience, you say, what do you think? What do you think? Compare them, draw them, and that's what you want, because you guys are doing it. You're going to all the sports fans. You're giving them something they've never had before. A dedicated channel to boxing, where you're getting behind the scenes stuff and all of that. And let me give you a clap. You've done an amazing job. You and Coogan. I know Coogan's not my friend anymore, but we'll make it up in time to in future. We will. No, and it's about getting the fans to see and think, well, he can't bullshit me. This guy's going to win, because I think it's a great card. Selby, we have the utmost respect for. Selby is a sensational talent. I mean, really sensational talent. He can do all the things that his brother can do, but he can also punch. So we have the utmost respect for him, always have done, always promoted him, and that is a fight that we are very, very interested in. And fingers crossed, please God, the boys get through. Yep, if he'll come, and if he's affordable, because if he's not, we've got another half dozen guys that are really exciting to watch who could take the fight too.
Like Gary Russell Jr.
Gary Russell Jr., Mares, there's so many other great fighters that will come and have a fight with him. We want people to come and have a fight with him, and make it exciting, because we are duty bound to the people who spend their hard-earned money to come and watch a fight. We don't want any more Quigg fights. We want Santa Cruz fights. That's the fights we want.
This build-up so much more refreshing for you compared to the Quigg build-up, where you've seen the respect levels between the two guys. Do you find that? Does that suit you more, Barry, rather than the backbiting side of it?
I think it's unnecessary, but it was fun. It was good fun. And
it was great fun to watch.
And Eddie's hilarious, and he was taking the piss out of me, and he's very good at that. Mind you, that's not typical. My son's doing it 24 hours a day, but no, and Frampton was cross. and angry, and they were cross and angry, and they were completely convinced that they were going to beat us.
It's like a soap opera where them presses so close to each other.
Yeah, soap opera within a soap opera. So it was great. It was enjoyable, and it was teasing banter, and it was all good fun. But this is, more respectful, and the more respectful the fighter is, the more I get worried, because I know Santa Cruz can fight, and I know this is going to be a very hard fight for Carl, and I know it's going to be a real test for him, but I'm convinced he's going to win it, and win it more convincingly.
How proud of you of your son and the work he's done, main trainer for Carl, to get him to where he is, and how pleased are you with the travelling support that come out and, let's be honest, spend their hard-earned cash in what is a tough economic time for some people.
Without a doubt. I mean, that is very, very. I mean, they are, for us, they're the heroes. They're the guys. I mean, they're loving this, but they've reached deep into their pockets and into their bank accounts, and some of them can't afford it, but yet have borrowed money.
Selling cars and all sorts. We've seen all kinds of stories.
Selling cars and engagements broken up because of it. The whole lot. It's great. And as I said a number of times during this build-up, this is part of their lives too. The fans are part of our lives, and we're part of theirs. And they'll never forget coming to Las Vegas. And we want to make it even more resounding and even a better memory by winning and winning convincingly.
On that note, thank you very much for giving us some time, mate. I'll catch you soon. Thank you, bro.
Thanks, cheers.